A 5-minute call on behalf of the Labour Party, Reno Tirikatini.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'm pleased to speak in support of the New Zealand Horticultural Export Authority Amendment Bill, and I'm looking forward to hearing submissions as a member of the Primary Production Select Committee. Sir, this is a real good piece of legislation that is long overdue. The horticulture sector, they've been quite patient. I guess they made appeals back in 2010 to look to amend the Act, and sure enough, it's taken over 5 years now. But rest assured, the Parliament is onto this piece of legislation, and we will be seeing it progress through this House, hopefully expeditiously. Sir, this is as I mentioned, it is a very positive piece of legislation. We're dealing with, sir, largely small, fledgling type export industries. Some for the product groups in question, truffles and tamarillos, through to the major product groups like avocados and buttercup squash and kiwi fruit to Australia. So there is quite a range. There are some very small players, and it's with a piece of legislation that they've been operating under for some 30 years, it is time to modernise and to ensure that our industries are best equipped to compete in the international markets, because, sir, that's what everyone in this Parliament would want. We want our primary sector to be profitable, to be productive, and to be able to compete fairly and make sure that we can increase our yields, increase our returns, increase our foreign exchange earnings across all of the product groups. And I know that the way that they have been doing that, and it's obviously proven to be a successful model, being nearly 30 years old, is through cooperating to compete, collaborating, making sure that we have consistent quality standards, so that when we do supply our wonderful produce, not only are our customers very much discerning customers who will pay premiums for our wonderful produce. Not only do they know that they're getting a wonderful product, but the next order that comes along and the following order after that will be of consistent quality, wonderful New Zealand grown produce. And so it's very important that we have the HEA, the Horticultural Export Authority, just to oversee the entire structure, to collect levies, bearing in mind, sir, that this is a voluntary organisation. It's a member-supported organisation, or via the product groups. And so, sir, there's not 1 cent of government funding that goes through to this body. It is entirely driven by the levies and the support that it gets from the respective product groups, and in turn their members, and from the fees that are collected through licensing of export pack houses and through the fees that are collected. Yes, so this is a small organisation. They need our support, and I'm glad that our Parliament is finally implementing some real common sense amendments, because it's one thing to export product to one market, but within that market there are many different markets, and if you segment that out, there may be differing requirements that need to be applied to ensure that we can get very good export returns, and increase our yield and increase our foreign exchange earnings, and increase the profitability back to our growers here in New Zealand and our exporters. And so, sir, yes, just to conclude, this is it is a very positive piece of legislation. I think of the large Māori participation in the horticultural sector, sir. If I think of kiwi fruit, obviously, Māori are probably one of the, if not the biggest players in the kiwi fruit industry, particularly up in Tauranga, Sika, Awanui Hukapak. If I think of the butternut squash, Buttercup, sorry. Oh, no, sorry, buttercup squash, yes. Some significant land holdings of Māori up in the Gisborne East Coast. So this will benefit not only all the horticultural sector, but those Māori land growers who are also supplying as well. So I commend this bill to the House.
Speaker.